let's work through a FICA tax example problem. Now, before we get to the problem, let's just talk about what FICA taxes are. So your FICA tax rate is 7.65%, but where does that come from? Well, it's made up of Medicare, which is 1.45%, and Social Security, which is 6.2%, up to $132,900 of gross earnings in a year. So when you add up those two percentages, that's how you get that 7.65% for FICA taxes. Now, the example problem. It says employee earnings have shown the following gross earnings for 3 employees through December 15th. So Mary Irwin, up to December 15th, has made $105,000. Michael Chapman, $128,700, and Pamela Evans is at $135,000 so far. Now, each employee's gross earnings for the final pay period of the year is $5,000. The FICA tax rate is 7.65% on gross earnings up to $132,900. So what we need to do is compute the FICA withholdings that should be made for each employee during this December 31st pay period. So we have all of our information given to us, and we're going to focus first on Mary Irwin. So we draw this chart, and we have our threshold at $132,900. That's that magic number when we're working with FICA. Anything below that will get taxed the full 7.65%. Anything above that threshold only gets taxed the 1.45% for Medicare. So now we plot where she started. She started at $105,000. In this pay period, she made $5,000, so that will take her up to $110,000. But all $5,000 is all below that threshold, below that line at $132,900. So that means that all $5,000 is going to be taxed the full FICA percentage, the full 7.65%. So we take $5,000 times 7.65%, and we see that the FICA withholdings for Mary Irwin should be $382.50. Now we can move on to Michael Chapman. So we draw the chart again, and we plot where Michael Chapman started. He started at $128,700 going into this final pay period. Now, with this $5,000 gross earnings, that will take him above the line up to $133,700. So we can see that from $128,700 up to the threshold of that $132,900, that's $4,200 there in that bottom section. Those $4,200 will be taxed by the full FICA percentage because that's still below the line. So if we take $4,200 times 7.65%, we see that that portion is $321.30. Now, we also have this portion above the line, that little piece up to that $133,700. So we have that $800 above the line. Since that's above the threshold, that will only get taxed the 1.45% for Medicare. So $800 times 1.45% is $11.60. So when we add those two together, we can find that the total FICA amount for Michael Chapman is $332.90. Now Pamela Evans. So we draw the chart once again, and we plot where Pamela started off. She started off at $135,000. So she's already above that threshold, right? She's starting off at $135,000 going into this final pay period. She makes another $5,000, so that goes up to $140,000. And we can see that all $5,000 of that is above the threshold. So that means that all $5,000 gets taxed just that 1.45%. When we multiply the $5,000 times 1.45%, we get $72.50. So that would be the FICA withholdings in the last paycheck of the year for Pamela Evans. So just to recap, your FICA withholdings for Mary Irwin, Michael Chapman, and Pamela Evans are all on the screen now.